Hello. I think we're live. Alright guys, welcome to the video. This is Jonathan. Today we're gonna build a little timer app in Shopify. Right? I have a new Shopify store that's connected to my local environment. This is a Shopify CLI. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google it or watch a tutorial on YouTube. You can find a lot of those. If you want me to make a video, just comment down below and I'll be happy to make one. But for this video, we're just gonna build, like I said, this. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go to the theme, we need to go to sections, and let's create a section. Right, so let's name this countdown dot liquid. All right, no. And then let's add this section to our theme page in the layout folder. So we go down here to the body, we open curly braces, I think that's what it's called. We type here section, and then here we're gonna put countdown, but we named our section, the file inside the section folder countdown. As you can see here, everything's synced, so there's no errors, everything's fine. The next course of action will be to go to the assets folder. Here we're going to make two files, countdown.js and countdown.css. Right, one is for JavaScript, one is CSS. Now here I have the JavaScript for this file. I'm going to leave this here on the GitHub in the description so you can follow along with it. So basically, here we have the countdown. I got this from online, but I modify a little bit so it can meet our needs. And then here we have the CSS, which is very, very simple CSS. You can, if you know CSS, you can style it yourself, right? Okay, so the first thing is let's copy what's in the JavaScript file, and let's go here. So let's go over this. So time, so we start a function, right? We pass the parameter time, then we start a timer, we get the date, correct? Then we get the countdown date, so we get a new date with the date we want the cell to end, and we get it in time. This will return in milliseconds, okay? And then, so these two are milliseconds. Then we calculate the distance by subtracting the countdown minus the now. And then we just, based on this, we calculate the days, the hours, the minutes, and the seconds. We add that to the DOM, and once this is over, we clear the time, and then we put something into the DOM, correct? And then we start the timer when that's done, and here's the function that's executing this function. And then here we have the CSS, which is bare bones CSS. This is not a CSS course, no JavaScript course, so let's go from there. All right, now here's the fun part. We're gonna add a schema. So what a schema is in Shopify land, you see this this left part right here, this column, this is what's considered a schema, right? This block of code. And if we select header, we have some options here, and these options go inside right here, and we're going to do that right now. So the first course of action is to add a name to this, right? Let's name it countdown bar. The next course of action is to add settings, and this is going to be an array of objects. Now inside here, we're going to have type. Now what type is, basically, I'm going to show you in Shopify so it could be a little bit better. And I have here, the next thing we need to do is an ID. The ID is the way we access this information inside Liquid. So in this case, we're going to put this enable counter. Then we have the default variable. That is going to be false. It's pretty true right now. You'll see why. But be default. And then we're going to label what is this option going to say in the front end. And then we're going to put enable countdown bar. And everything is correct here. So let's go and refresh this. When we refresh it, you'll see right here, countdown bar, as you can see right there. And this is enable. And then disable. It doesn't show because we don't have any HTML over here, but we'll do that a little bit later. The next course of action will be to add another options, because what we want is to add another one of these where the user can insert the end date of the sale. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. Copy this. Basically, this is going to be type text. The ID that this identifier is going to be end of sale, just like that. The default, it's going to be this time, just for sake of it, right, is January 31st, 2023 at 4 o'clock, 1400 hours, 1600 hours, that's 4 o'clock. And the label is going to be this part right here. You'll see. So let's put here, please add time. And here we're going to put month, day, year, hours, minutes, seconds. Okay, let's go back. Let's refresh. And you see right here, we have the options right there. So here we're going to add an if statement. Here we're going to put section.settings. Remember I told this was the identifier? So enable counter. If that's true, we are going to add here an H1 that says hello. And let's reload. There it is. This is true. So we take it out. Now it's false, so it's not going to show. Okay. Now inside here, I have some HTML here. Everything will be in description, of course. It's just some HTML as a container, what's going to be inside, XYZ, right? And then I also have the CSS, which it's already here. Okay. So the next course of action will be to import the countdown CSS and JavaScript into the head of the file. In this case, that would be in layout and theme right here. So you know, like in CSS and in JavaScript, the way you link CSS, you put link, and where it says href, you put style.css. And for JavaScript, you put script.index.js, right? Here in Shopify, you do the Shopify way, correct? Okay, so let me just erase this countdown. Okay, so here we have the countdown file as a CSS. It's an asset URL, and it's going to be a style sheet tag. And down here is going to be countdown.js. It's going to be an asset URL and a script tag. So this 2 lines of code will tell to import these 2 files here. So the next course of action, what we do next is we add a script tag. We invoke our JavaScript function. However, you see how here we have a parameter. I think that's what's called, I always forget. So in order to add a parameter here, we do must add notation and we enter this. So it's section.settings.that. and everything works. Here is the timer. The CSS styles is there. If we select this, let's say we want to change this for the second, and we put save. There we go, 65 days, and the timer's going down. So that's pretty much it, guys. It's very, very simple. Way to do it. If you know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you just have to know how to do the Shopify way, and that's pretty much it. So when it comes to practice, just understand what this means, understand how to add stuff to the theme file, the sections, right? There's a lot of free tutorials on YouTube about Shopify. That's where I'm learning. I'm just building this stuff, and this is how I learn how to code. Basically, I just build. So Shopify is very interesting to me. I used to sell on Shopify in the past, so now I want to develop it and just have fun with it. All right. So if you have any questions, like always, my information is down in the description. Leave a comment down below. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe. It's free. Why not? Give it likes, and we'll talk soon.